Follow along, Catholic Pilgrims, as we follow French Doctor of the Church, St. Francis de Sales, through his book, Introduction to the Devout Life. Tune in as we read through this practical guide for living out the Catholic faith well. Hello, Catholic Pilgrims. Welcome to another day. We have another short reading today on temptations, and if you remember, that's what the whole fourth part of the book is about, temptations. So it's clearly a topic that St. Francis sees as important to discuss from many different angles. Temptations are the path that sin starts on, and if we resist the temptations, we've committed no sin. But if we give in to those temptations, well, we've just consented to sin. So it's vitally important that we learn a thing or two about temptations. Today's reading is short and sweet, and so let's open our books to chapter 9 of the fourth part. Chapter 9, How to Remedy Such Temptations. These trifling temptations of vanity, suspicion, vexation, jealousy, envy, levity, and similar failings, which are ever hovering before our eyes like flies and gnats, now stinging one cheek, now the other, inasmuch as it is impossible to be wholly free from their importunity, will be most effectually combated by our not allowing them to torment us. For although they annoy us, they cannot do us any real harm so long as we are firm in our resolution to serve God. Treat such assaults, then, with contempt, and do not even condescend to inquire what they mean, but let them hum and buzz about your ears as they will, and attend to them no more than you would to flies. And even if they sting you, do not let them remain in your heart. Be content with simply driving them away, neither fighting with them nor parleying with them, but merely making contrary acts. Above all, acts of the love of God. I would not have you persevere in making these acts in opposition to the prevailing temptation, for that would resemble a contest. But after having made an act in direct opposition, if you have had time to ascertain the nature of the temptation, merely turn your heart towards Jesus Christ crucified, and making an act of love to him, kiss his sacred feet. This is the best way of overcoming the enemy, whether in little or great temptations. For as the love of God includes the perfection of all virtues, and that more excellently than the virtues themselves, so it is a sovereign remedy against all vices. And if your mind is accustomed to seek that refuge in all temptations, it will not need to contemplate and examine them, but as soon as it is disturbed, it will turn to its shelter, which, furthermore, is so obnoxious to the evil one, that when he perceives that his temptations only provoke us the more to that divine love, he will cease to attack us. Such is my advice with regard to these trifling and frequent temptations, which, if dealt with individually, would waste our time and weaken our strength. There isn't too much that I feel I can add to today's readings. If you are being tempted in small things, you just need to reject them and move about your day. No need to dwell, no need to say, hey, I'm going to distract myself now by doing this. Okay, can you hear me, temptations? St. Francis says, quote, do not let them remain in your heart. Be content with simply driving them away, neither fighting with them nor parleying with them, but merely making contrary acts. Above all, acts of love of God, unquote. Sometimes we just overthink things. Great temptations require a bit more to resist them, as we've learned. Small ones, though, we just need to get on with living. Do something. Remember the old adage, idle hands are the devil's playground. That's so very true. If you are busying yourself with doing good things for love of God, family, friends, church community, and even strangers, the small temptations will find it very hard to break into your day. That is all for today, Catholic Pilgrims, and like I said, it was short and sweet. But we'll meet here again soon, and until then, live the faith boldly and travel well.